Welcome to the Bodhi Academy. In today's Vignam videos, we will learn about making an atom. So we know that we have the periodic table. Okay. So the periodic table, it has different elements starting from hydrogen. So we will see how each of this element has how many number of protons, electrons and neutrons. So let's start with the hydrogen. So hydrogen, we say it is a neutral atom. It is a neutral atom only when it has one proton and one electron. So therefore its count is 1 over here. Then we move to the lithium part. So now let's look at lithium. So lithium, to begin with, let's look at the proton count. So it has 1, 2 and 3. So it has 3 protons. Then it has 1, 2, 3 and 4 neutrons that are present, and it has 1, 2 and 3 electrons. So that was about lithium. Now let's look at helium over here. So helium has 1, 2 protons, then it has 2 neutrons and it has 2 electrons. Now let's move ahead and let's look at beryllium. So beryllium is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So therefore it will have 4 protons. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it has 4 protons and it will also have 4 neutrons. 2, 3 and 4 and 5. Sorry, 5 neutrons, and it has 4 electrons. Now let's look at something in the higher range. So let's now look at boron over here, or we'll look at boron over here, and then we will look at a noble gas configuration. So boron atomic number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. So let's look at how many protons it has. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So boron has 5 protons. Now let's look at the neutron count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So neutrons are always 1 more than the proton count. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Atomic number is equal to the electron count. Now let's look at neon. Neon is the noble gas, which means it has a full configuration. So let's look at the proton count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So it has 10 protons. If it has 10 protons, neutrons will be around 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it has 10 neutrons. And lastly, we'll look at the electron count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So it has 10 electrons. So that was about the noble gases, that is neon. So now let's look at carbon, the basic element that we have. So carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That is its atomic number 6. Then we'll look at the neutron count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That was the neutron count. And lastly we have the electron count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons are there in carbon. Also, if you notice, what happens here is that every time you remove an electron, you can see what is the next element that will be formed. Say I remove one proton here, so the next one that we get is the carbon. Say now I remove another one, I'll get boron. Then if I remove another one, I'll get beryllium. So then if I remove another one, lithium, then helium, and lastly we'll get hydrogen. So that is the trend that is being followed here. So now again say you have nitrogen. The neutron count doesn't change the element that is present, only changing the protons changes the element. Now we'll try changing the electron count. So say I remove one electron. So when you remove electrons, what happens is that any neutral molecule, see now this had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, therefore nitrogen is a neutral molecule, that is that many electrons it can have. The minute you remove an electron or say you add an electron, what will happen is that it becomes a ion. When you add an electron, when any element has an electron extra more than what it should have, then you get a negative charge to it. The minute you remove it, the minute it is having something less, then it gets a positive charge. So now see, if I add 1, it becomes the neutral molecule. Now this is what it is supposed to have. Now say I add another electron here, so the charge becomes minus because it is having something more than it is supposed to have. Now say I remove both of them, so now it is electron deficient, that is it is having one electron less, that is it can have another electron. So therefore its net charge also becomes 1. So similarly we can look it for fluorine over here. So if you remove 1, it will become what? Plus 1, fluorine plus 1. Now if I keep this and if I add 1, then it becomes F minus. If I remove 1, again neutral. If I remove another one, it becomes F plus. So that, and then say if I now remove 2 of them, so it will become what? Plus 2. So this is the net charge. So F fluorine will have a charge of plus 2. So then say I add, so say now I have added another one, okay, apart from this I add another one over here, then what will happen? This will become what? Minus 2, because there are 2 extra. Now because there is only 1 extra over here, it is showing minus charge over here, and its mass number is 90. Let's look at maybe neon will look at, because that is a noble gas. Now say here I remove 1, so it becomes Ne plus or plus 1. Now say this is having noble gas configuration, so they will have only, you can remove it atoms over here, so that many will become, it will go, its net charge will go towards the positive charge. Okay, so that was it for today's video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Bodhi Academy.